Option A. At JFK Airport, the average international customs wait time hits 47 minutes during peak hours. With global entry, that same process takes under 5 minutes. That is not a typo. You are leaving 42 minutes on the table every single international trip, and most travelers have no idea how bad it actually gets at certain airports. Option B. There are 10 airports in the United States where not having global entry is basically a $100 tax you pay in wasted time every single trip. One of them regularly posts 90-minute customs lines on Sunday evenings. If you fly international even once a year, you are losing something you can never get back. Option C. Most people think global entry is just a nice perk for frequent flyers. But there are specific airports in this country where the customs line difference between having it and not having it is literally the length of a feature film. We ranked all 10. The number 1 airport on this list might genuinely surprise you. Final hook, Option B. There are 10 airports in the United States where not having global entry is basically a $100 tax you pay in wasted time every single trip. One of them regularly posts 90-minute customs lines on Sunday evenings. If you fly international even once a year, you are losing something you can never get back. Today we are ranking every single one, giving you the exact terminal tips and kiosk locations you need, and showing you why smart travelers treat global entry as non-negotiable. Let us get into it. Here's the thing nobody talks about when they hand you a global entry brochure. The value of this program is not the same at every airport. The gap between the regular customs line and the global entry kiosk line is dramatically wider at certain airports than others. And if you are making travel decisions without knowing which airports those are, you are flying blind. CBP, Customs and Border Protection, processes roughly 100 million international air travelers per year. A significant chunk of those arrivals funnel through just 10 major gateway airports. Those airports handle the bulk of international volume, which means they also handle the bulk of the congestion. And congestion is exactly where global entry earns back its cost in a single use. The 5 airports with the most brutal regular customs lines are JFK in New York, LAX in Los Angeles, Miami International, O'Hare in Chicago, and George Bush Intercontinental in Houston. Rounding out the top 10 are Dallas-Fort Worth, Newark, San Francisco, Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson, and Washington Dulles. Every single one of these airports has a story to tell, and we are going to tell it. When your international flight lands at one of these airports, every non-global entry passenger funnels into the standard CBP processing line. An officer manually reviews your passport, asks you questions, stamps your documents, and sends you on your way. That process takes anywhere from 30 seconds to several minutes per person. Multiply that by hundreds of passengers arriving simultaneously from multiple flights, and you get the line you have been dreading. Global entry members walk past all of that. You go directly to a dedicated kiosk, scan your passport or US passport card, give a fingerprint, answer a few quick customs declaration questions on screen, and you are done. You walk out with a receipt, hand it to an officer at the exit, and you are in baggage claim. The whole kiosk interaction typically takes under 2 minutes. Now let us break down each airport. JFK is arguably the toughest customs experience in the country. Terminal 4 handles the heaviest international traffic. Global entry kiosks are located in the Federal Inspection Services area on the arrivals level. Tip: Sunday evenings between 6 and 10 p.m. are peak congestion windows. Regular line waits of 60 to 90 minutes are documented and common. Global entry members routinely clear in under 5 minutes during those same windows. LAX processes international arrivals primarily through the Tom Bradley International Terminal, known as TBIT. The global entry kiosks are positioned in the FIS Hall. LAX has a unique challenge because its ground transportation layout adds time even after you clear customs. Clearing customs fast matters more here because every minute you delay costs you at the taxi and rideshare queue. Miami International is the gateway for Latin America and the Caribbean, which means it sees enormous passenger spikes tied to cruise departures and holiday travel windows. Concourse J and the North Terminal handle most international arrivals. Miami is notorious for afternoon arrival banks where multiple wide-body flights land within the same hour. Regular line waits here can reach 75 minutes. The global entry kiosk area is well staffed at MIA, which keeps the trusted traveler lane moving efficiently even when the main hall is packed wall to wall. O'Hare processes international arrivals in Terminal 5, which is the dedicated international terminal. The global entry kiosks are on the lower level of the FIS area. Chicago is a hub for European and Asian routes, and the combination of winter weather delays compressing arrival schedules and high passenger volume makes Terminal 5 one of the most stressful customs environments in the country. Houston Bush Intercontinental handles a massive volume of Latin American routes through Terminal D and Terminal E. The International Arrivals Facility connects both terminals. This airport has invested in additional kiosks in recent years, but the volume remains high enough that the difference between regular and global entry processing is consistently significant. Dallas-Fort Worth, Newark, SFO, Atlanta, and Dulles each have their own patterns. Atlanta is particularly worth noting because Hartsfield-Jackson is the busiest airport in the world by passenger count, and its international terminal, the Maynard-Jackson International Terminal, can see extraordinary congestion during peak periods. Dulles is important because it serves Washington, D.C. and receives a high volume of government and business travelers who tend to have tight connection schedules. Mistake 1 is assuming global entry kiosks are in the same location at every airport. They are not. If you arrive and do not know where to go, you waste time finding them, and in some airports the signage is not as clear as it should be. Look up your specific arrival terminal before you land. Mistake 2 is not keeping your global entry conditional approval moving. The interview step is where most applications stall. People get conditionally approved and then let weeks or months pass before scheduling their enrollment appointment. Meanwhile, they are traveling without the benefit they already qualified for. Websites like globalentrypriority.com track enrollment center appointment availability and can help you find open slots faster than checking the CBP scheduler manually. Mistake 3 is forgetting that global entry has to be renewed every 5 years. It does not renew itself, and if it lapses, you go back to the regular line on your very next international trip. Set a calendar reminder the moment you receive your approval. Smart travelers apply for global entry before they need it, not after they have already had the bad experience. The application and interview process takes time, and you cannot retroactively apply it to the trip that cost you 90 minutes at JFK. Smart travelers also understand that global entry includes TSA PreCheck at no additional cost. So the $100 application fee is not just buying you fast customs. It is buying you expedited domestic security screening on top of that. The math gets very favorable very quickly. And smart travelers know their airport layout before they land. They know which terminal their international flight arrives in, where the global entry kiosks are in that terminal, and where the exit points lead relative to baggage claim and ground transportation. But here is what almost every traveler gets completely wrong about this. Most people assume that the global entry lane is always fast because it is less crowded. That is only half true. The real reason it is fast is that the kiosk does the work in parallel. In the regular customs line, one officer processes one traveler at a time. In the global entry area, 10 or 15 kiosks process 10 or 15 travelers simultaneously, and then a single officer at the exit reviews the printed receipts in seconds. The bottleneck is eliminated structurally, not just by having fewer people. This means that even if the global entry kiosk area is moderately busy, it still processes faster than a thin regular customs line, because the parallel processing model is fundamentally more efficient. The airports that have invested in the most kiosks per square foot of FIS space, Miami and Atlanta among them, have essentially turned a government checkpoint into something that moves like a well-designed self-checkout lane. You are not just skipping the line. You are entering a completely different processing architecture. Step 1. Go to the CBP official website and complete the global entry application. You will need a valid U.S. passport, your travel history, employment information, and a $100 application fee. Step 2. Wait for your conditional approval. This can take anywhere from a few days to several weeks depending on your background and application completeness. Step 3. Schedule your in-person enrollment appointment at an enrollment center. If you are having trouble finding open slots, check globalentrypriority.com for real-time availability tracking. Step 4. Attend your interview. Bring your passport and a second form of ID. The interview is typically 10 to 15 minutes. Answer questions honestly and completely. Step 5. Receive your known traveler number, your KTN. Add this number to every airline reservation you make going forward. This is what activates both your global entry and TSA PreCheck benefits. Step 6. Know your airports. Before any international trip, confirm which terminal you are arriving in and where the global entry kiosks are located in that terminal. CBP posts this information on their website and it is also available on each major airport's official site. Global entry is not a luxury. At JFK, LAX, Miami, O'Hare, Houston, Dallas-Fort Worth, Newark, San Francisco, Atlanta, and Dulles, it is the difference between spending an extra hour in a fluorescent-lit government hall and walking out to your car before the people sitting next to you on the plane have even reached the officer podium. The $100 fee pays for itself on a single trip at the right airport on the right evening. And if you are someone who travels internationally more than once a year, the math becomes almost embarrassing. Apply now. Schedule the interview. Add the KTN to your reservations. And the next time you land at JFK on a Sunday night and walk past a line that stretches back to the jet bridge, you will understand exactly why we made this video. If this was helpful, subscribe to Global Entry USA. We publish weekly videos covering everything you need to know about global entry, TSA PreCheck, and the trusted traveler programs that make modern travel tolerable. We will see you in the next one.